You're listening to The Shakeup, your number one digital morning show.
All right, it is The Shakeup. Alex the Great.
Yours truly, MJ.
Things keep hijacking our conversation this morning. And
we got to speak on it.
I was going to
leave on our
this alone.
He was.
I was going to leave it alone.
But when it's on our hearts,
but
and it comes
I got to let it out because...
Let it go.
And now...
it falls in our lap.
It does.
We shake shit up. That's what we do. So we have to speak on that.
And I'm starting to get some comments. And as somebody that has previous mega church affiliation, and I've been affiliated with two mega churches in Atlanta. One I grew up in, and it's really not your traditional mega church. And then I was also affiliated with the traditional black mega church. I'm not going to speak about the churches that I've been affiliated with. If you do enough research, you'll find it very quickly because they probably still use pictures of me. But Creflo Dollar is in the news for petitioning his congregants and supporters of his ministry to purchase a new $65 million, yes, $65 million Gulfstream G650 Jet. Now,
sir,
I do have the actual release that was released to the members. There's lots of articles that you're going to find online, but I actually have the letter that was sent to the members, and they're calling it Project G650, Understanding Grace and Empowering Change, the Project G650 Airplane Project. Help us continue to spread the gospel of grace around the world. And it goes to the members. Over the past 20 years, Pastor Creflo Dollar has been called to spread God's word to cover over 40 countries. The ministry's current airplane was built in 1984, purchased by the ministry in 1999, and has since logged 4 million miles. Recently, on an overseas trip to a global conference, one of the engines failed. And by the grace of God, the expert pilot who's flown with Creflo for almost 20 years landed the plane safely without injury or harm to any passengers. Due to this recent incident, coupled with the 31 years the airplane has been in service, we believe it is time to replace this aircraft so that our pastors and staff can continue to safely and swiftly share the good news of the gospel worldwide. Believe it or not, there are still millions of people on this planet who have never heard of Jesus Christ and know nothing of his greatness. Our heart's desire to see precious lives changed and snatched out of darkness and thrust into his marvelous light. We need your help to continue reaching a lost and dying world for the Lord Jesus Christ. Now, I received that, and accompanied with that text message I got with the release, it said that this is a damn shame, and that was a text from a pastor. And I have to explain to you guys, mega churches have this mentality when it's operating in a mega church is almost like operating in a world that is disconnected from the rest of the world. So things go on there and they really believe it's their own world. Like there is a mega church in Atlanta that wanted to start doing valet parking. Okay, that is over the top. Charging your members to park at church. You know what I'm saying? Like
God will not be pleased.
And so what I'm trying to say is, and this is I'm probably gonna rant about this, and I really be trying. And see, yesterday it came out of Derek. He was talking about how he tries to keep things in. I can't keep this.
It's like it's just stuck in your throat.
Because the fact of the matter, yes, the fact is millions of people have never heard of Jesus Christ. The greatest commission of them all, the last words of Jesus was to go into the world and preach the gospel. Yes. Buy $65 million plane? No. That's not the purpose. In fact, because of the magnitude of your church and your ministry and your 30 plus churches in the world, I could definitely see them paying for a first class ticket anywhere you want to go. And that would still be cheaper over 40 years than a $65 million plane to get you there swiftly. What is wrong with getting there the same time that everybody else gets there? Why can't you? Why do you have to be there swiftly? How much longer, how much quicker do you need to get there? I'm trying to understand. Like, I can't understand. You're trying to go, where are you going to land this plane? Somewhere that doesn't have runways? Is that the problem? You're taking this fancy $65 million plane to runwayless Uganda? I don't believe it, okay? Where are you taking that plane? Back and forth to New York and LA? Delta flies to New York and LA. Southwest.
Frontier for $49
okay,
today.
What the hell are you doing with a $65 million plane? Can somebody tell me how much did Air Force One cost? What do you need a state of the art to go preach the gospel? And I'm not saying that, quote unquote, in the kingdom, okay, that's praise the Lord. The God is a God of abundance. Bless the Lord. Now I know the prosperity ministry. I know.
But you got $65 million to buy a plane. You can go feed some children.
Listen, you can get the gospel to the rest of the world for $65 million.
$65 million.
The people that don't know the gospel can get the gospel, and this is. Oh, I'm getting passionate.
He really is.
Listen, I don't understand. People are sending me this link over and over, and now I'm actually gonna have to blog about this. So catch it. MJ, what are your thoughts? Let me break for a minute and see if I can pull my thoughts together. What do you think about a $65 million plane?
I think it's absolutely ridiculous. Chef Roble tweeted, he said, bro, your name is Creflo Dollar. You're supposed to have your own $65 million private jet. But he said, let me know if you need a $10 million private chef.
Okay. Well, let me tell you this.
Y'all see, I was saying he was going to let me talk. But no, I know you're passionate. It's okay. I enjoy it. Go ahead.
What I'm trying to say is, for $65 million, there's so much that you could do. I'm getting hot because this pisses me off. Like, all in all, you probably have $65 million that you can go buy your own damn jet.
That's the whole point.
That if you want
you want to raise it from a church that you know will actually raise the money for your child.
The thing about these mega churches,
I'm about to call them names.
I'm trying to tell you, they can raise a $1 million offering in 30 minutes.
That's the thing that kills me. He knows that they're going to raise the money.
And so people hate on the mega church. And I don't hate on the mega church because I understand the objective of a church is to grow. So if it's successful in growing, it will become mega. But it's not for the man's glory. It is not for the glory of the Creflo. Okay. Now I would believe that you're a blessed man because the Lord blessed you with the name Dollar. So
but when the Lord blesses you are supposed to bless others.
Okay, you're already abundant in the dollar. That's evident in your name. There's no need for you to go raising dollars from other people to fund a dream of $65 million. What is in a $65 million jet? Food for Africa, help to research the cure for cancer.
I was just about to say
a cure for Ebola.
Hey, come on, somebody! You already know.
I mean, what is your health ministry doing? What type of money do you put into it? And I can't take away. You know, I'm sure that your church is touching millions of people. That is fine.
But you can take them $65 million and
millions more.
Bless and touch and feed so many more. Bruh.
I just can't.
But you want to raise money for a damn $65 million private jet.
Okay.
Child.
Okay. All right. All right. Now, my problem is not just the fact that he's going to raise it. It's the people that sit in there
and actually give him the damn money.
And Listen, I understand loyalty. I understand being there. I understand it all. I understand.
That's why you
the reason that I started and told you that being in a mega church is like being in a world, a completely different world. That's why so many people sometimes think that these places are cults, and it's less a cult and just more. I hate to call it a mind, but it is. They get to the point to where these same churches, like everything is built on the leader and the charisma of the leader. So the leader can come in there, you just believe, I just believe that the Lord said that you need this plane, and so Pastor, I believe I'm gonna pledge. And you know you are making $10 an hour. You can't afford to pledge $100 a month.
But I'm going to pledge $100 a month and bless this man of God with this $65 million plane in hopes that God blesses me in abundance tenfold.
But
$65 million.
But also, what the thing is. The same way you could be using your money to bless others, you're trying to get out of it by saying, well, he's gonna go bless others, so I'll just give him the money. Why don't you do it yourself?
Pretty much.
Why don't you do it yourself?
I do not feel bad about not.
You're trying to get a micro blessing. You're trying to get a quick bless. You're trying to get this extra breakthrough, and a lot of these ministries are built on breakthrough.
Right.
And listen. I'm not hating. Do what you want to do.
It's no shade.
I'm telling you what I know.
It's true.
And I'm speaking as somebody that not only have I been a part as a member, I've been a leader. I have been. I know. And I'm a PK. I know. And people have good hearts. Don't get me wrong. Some people are so blinded they don't see. This is gonna be a divisive issue because there are people that don't see anything wrong with it.
That's what bothers me, and I think that's what bothers some people into believing that their church is a cult because of stuff like that. Like, you truly don't see an issue with your pastor wanting to get a $65 million plane. With everything else that's going on in the world, you want to purchase a $65 million plane, and you want to get the money from your church members to do
like so. There's not another
so
way
if it's really somebody who came to me and said, yeah, I don't see the problem, yeah, bro, yes, that's exactly why people think it's a cult. For that reason right there. They probably think they're drinking red Kool-Aid and everything. I'm just saying.
They think something's wrong with the communion. And you think I'm joking, like I've seen, but on the same time, the things that happen in these churches, you would never believe. So that's why people are like, and then somebody that's been there 20 years, you're not gonna convince them otherwise. You can hang that up. You can hang it up.
I had one of my old coworkers. She lived back home where I'm from, but she told me that she was a member of his church, and she started talking about him. And another one of my coworkers felt the same way that me and you feel about Creflo Dollar. So he just tried to tune her out so bad. But it's the truth. How she was talking about him, how she was praising him. Like, I didn't even want to continue that conversation anymore. Because when I walked away from that conversation, I was like, yeah, she drinking red Kool-Aid. And she's in somebody's cult. But she was very passionate about him. Like, how she was talking about who he is and what he does, and
listen. It's not just about Creflo. I think this is and personally, I feel like the wave of the mega church is on its way out because it's not effective. People can't, and this show is not about ministry at all.
Trust.
My point is, you cannot effectively do the work. You can't effectively reach people, and unless you build the church model the right way, you're gonna people are always gonna slide through the cracks. When it gets too big, you have to have other people that are doing the actual ministry, because that's why people are going to churches. That's what it's for.
Right.
And so, who else are you bringing on this plane, bruh? Who else is going on the plane? Like you're flying the pastors and your staff around, but what about the members that have never seen the inside of a plane?
That's what I'm saying. Come on, somebody. I ain't never flew before because you don't have the money to, but you want to fund him for a $65 million plane, but you ain't never flew nowhere. It's like you wanted to, you don't have money to, so you do like Spike Lee and get that ass on the bus.
We gotta move on, but I can tell you what's going on right now. I can tell you right now.
Right.
What's happening at World Changes is they're about to cash out. And it's no shade. I'm telling you, there is a right way, there's a wrong way, and I can't define what way that is, but it's a dialogue that has to happen. Otherwise, we're in a world of trouble.
Yo, what's going on? This is Drizzy Drake. Hey, this your player partner. Don't change. Hey, check this out, man. It's your boy, Young
Boss FM is it.
Turn up. We gonna run this thing off like this. Let's go.
You're listening to the Shakeup.
All right, it is a shakeup. I've calmed down a little bit.
Bruh, y'all, Alex was in here hype. Even after, during commercial break, during the songs, still had to calm down.
This is, right. And I think I was able to.
Passionate about it.
I ran it a little bit on Twitter, so my timeline is just like off the chain because I couldn't stop myself. But my thing is, I was able to get my thoughts out, and now I'm able to talk about it just a little bit more. Because initially I wasn't upset, and I still don't think I'm upset. I just think that the biggest thing, and it kind of hit a button on me because I believe wholeheartedly in the ministry of Jesus. I really do. So I think for me, it's important that people see Jesus in the things that I do. And I know I'm a little ratchet, so I know sometimes they don't see him. And look, that's something I'm really working on.
Okay.
And even, when every day, ministry was something that I was just passionate about. I think my ministry is completely different now. I think that no matter who I encounter, anything I have, all of my success, I attribute it to the relationship I have with God, because I just feel like He's opened doors for me and really saved my life when I could have been out of here. I believe that wholeheartedly, and I believe my testimony is the strongest piece that connects people back to Him, because He's real to me. So if I can just tell you how He was real to me, then I believe He can be real to you too. I feel like that's effective ministry. I don't feel like that I need $65 million. If I had $65 million,
I wouldn't use it to buy a plane.
I wouldn't, and I really would try to solve the things that are wrong in the world as much as I can. I would use my resources if I could raise $65 million. And so I think that, of course, anything that somebody does that's against the norm or outside of the norm is going to be scrutinized. So let the media get a hold of what's going on in a church, or a way that if the media knew everything about the inner workings of churches today, then it would be completely people would just be appalled, like, oh, I'm never going back to church. But it's the same thing. If the media knew everything about the inner workings of a corporation, or the inner workings about people's families, whenever you know the inner workings and it's not completely explained to you. So I feel like the explanation that we got for this plane, because this isn't limited just to his membership, but anybody that believes in the cause or him advancing the cause of Christ. And that's fine. I just think that when you live inside of a bubble, sometimes your perspective is clouded. And one thing for me, and just in some of my experiences of what I've seen, a lot of times, no matter who you are, whether it's in a church or you were just watching a expose kind of on Kanye, the people in your immediate circle are yes men. So you always have to have an objective opinion, and you need some accountability. People get so big to the point to where they believe that they are the accountability. So they don't need anybody to hold them accountable or check them or put things back into perspective, because I am so big, I I am accountable to myself. I don't owe anybody an explanation.
Right.
And in essence, you do. When you're handling other people's money, or when you are in leadership and you're in, if you're a pastor, you are representative of a gatekeeper for people's souls. You are holding lives and hearts and souls in your hand day in and day out, and it is so important for you to value that. You can't sidestep it. So when you make a decision like this to buy a $65 million plane, everybody else might be shocked. I'm wondering who's around you, because now it's time for a new, like, it's 2015. There's another way that you've been doing ministry maybe 30 years. There is now a new way that you can do it to make it more effective, more cost effective, more efficient. You can keep yourself out of the news.
Is he married?
He is. So, I mean, I think in this type of scenario, I get frustrated because I know that it can be better. And I know that
you
sometimes
would think automatically you would think that they would know too.
Exactly. You think, but I've been there, so I know sometimes even if there is better, they know what they're comfortable with. And so I don't fault them. What I do, I fault the ministry as a whole, because this is not, from a PR standpoint, this is about to be a nightmare. This is only 12 hours after the news has been released. Just wait till the rest of the media gets a hold of this. I mean, Black Twitter is just a beast within itself. But once it hits mainstream, and there may never be an explanation. There may never be an explanation. My thing is, if it's a $65 million plane and you want it for ministry, for you, the pastors and the staff, are you only using it for ministry?
Not for $65 million.
How long?
I'm sorry, bro. There's no way around that. Not for $65.
It's just difficult.
Million
difficult. So,
like, there's really you can't. Like, I wish somebody would try to argue me down and make this make sense. Justify a $65 million jet. I'm sorry. His followers, his close followers, and the members of that mega church. You can't justify it to me. I'm sorry. I'm not.
I just, if somebody could give me some more, what does it cost to and one of my followers just tweeted me, what does it cost to upkeep that $65 million plane? What's the maintenance on that plane gonna cost?
Obama must be the pilot.
Okay, MJ.
No, it's gotta be some. You know, when they start saying them expensive prices like that, bruh, I'm saying they must like wash you, like they must hand wash you, like when you get on there, and Wolfgang Puck is on there cooking meals, and that has to be what's included for $65 million. Ain't no way.
I just can't. I can't. I really can't. I think.
Alex get mad about this. I wish y'all. Please, if you're not watching the live stream, please make sure you do it. Boss.fm/the Shakeup.
Or you can watch grab the Boss FM app and click watch live. Just click.
I just want y'all to see Alex's face, because he's really passionate. He's really mad as hell. I couldn't even calm down during break. Like, I want y'all to see him, because he mad. He real mad.
I'm trying to understand, and I want to justify it so bad, because I feel like I've been in a place to where I've been clouded before. If somebody could call me and give me a reason why, 888-841-5601. I am reading your tweets. Most people are upset because I keep saying that there's $49 flights on Frontier out of Atlanta, but I feel like if you're a good steward of money and you're the financial person at this church, don't you go tell Creflo there's $49 flights out of Atlanta, bruh.
I'm just saying.
888-841-5601. You see my phones will not stop, but I can't. I don't.
Let the church say amen.
Listen. This is difficult for me because it is something that we can. You know what happened? Nobody did any research. Nobody did any research. Okay. Nobody did any research. Keep it locked right here. More of the Shakeup. We're here till 10:30.
You're listening to the Shakeup.
These hoes be doing research.
You're listening to the Shakeup.